Merhaba değerli izleyenler. Özel röportajda bu hafta konuğumuz Anadolu Efes'in tecrübeli uzunu Tibor Pleiss. Tibor, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's amazing.
Tibor, from the very first time that we make an interview, it was 8 years ago. The first day of the Galatasaray practice, I guess.
Good old times.
Yeah. After those years now, there's a guy who has 2 Euroleague crowns. How is your Turkish experience going so far?
I would say amazing. I mean, I'm still good looking. Not a lot of things changed. But if I really think about the last, it's like 8 years already. Wow. I'm living here since 7 years.
Yeah.
Mashallah. It's like really like a lot of like a lot of years. Great. I mean, I feel really comfortable here. I remember like my first time I came here was like, it's a big city, 20 million people. I mean, everybody knows it, like everybody's stuck in traffic. I can imagine like in the last 8 years, for sure I stuck in traffic a couple of months. So, and I told myself like that's too much, but I got used to it. And I just feel kind of like home here. I like the people, food is good.
Yeah.
That's important for me, really. Like, I mean, I'm still growing, you know, I need food. So, no, the eight years were full of success, love from the people, and yeah, I like it here.
Your career took off at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish League and then NBA. But then, what about Efes? I guess it is more important for you. What can you say about Efes? What's its meaning in your life?
I mean, I spent here a big part of my life, a lot of years of my life. So for me, it's success. Yeah, I think we were counting, me and Shane, last year after our championship. I mean, of course, we wanted to win the EuroLeague, didn't work. But after the championship, we were counting our titles of the last couple of years, and we got the number 9. So 9 times in 6 years. That's a big number. And yeah, I have to say, like this song, you know, "We Are the Champions." I know it fluent right now. No, I'm joking. But I mean, I hope I will hear it like more often. But yeah, it was successful for me. It was like home the last couple of years. I don't know, not so many players are playing in one team for that many years. And yeah, I'm just happy as well that I have Shane and Roddy, who are still came to the same time, and we are still going the way together. So that's nice. So part of the family is still here. Some new guys entered the family, so I'm just enjoying the ride.
You had a great success in Efes. You've dominated in EuroLeague, in Turkish League, and it was a special roster. Mm-hmm. What would you say about those players?
Well, I say like family. I mean, we had so many characters, you know. We had crazy Momo, was like really crazy. You can imagine, like he was talking the whole time. I don't know if it's a French thing, but Roddy is totally opposite, but he talked the whole time. I mean, we had a lot of players who came, who left, but we kept almost like the base team for 5 years. Same coach, same system, same place. Yeah, it was just kind of like I felt comfortable, you know. Like normally when you're leaving, you don't know, like normally the team is not staying together. Like we had success, of course, but I think it was because we were together the whole time. It was easy, like after the summer, normally it takes time, kind of like that the new players are getting used to the system, but because we kept the whole team, it was so easy. Like we came back from the summer, from our summer break, started the preseason, and like 1 week later it was like kind of, we never left each other like during the summer. So it was easy coming together again and attacking right away. Of course, like we had some problems, always kind of like to the beginning of a season, but still we kind of knew already that we could trust each other. I would say like there were like a lot of trust in each other the last couple of years.
When you got those championships, you had a very important role, especially when Dunstan was injured. You and Sertaç was a very good duo. Mm-hmm. It's been a time now. When you see from this time, how was it?
I mean, for me, I never seen Brian as a opponent. You know, for me it was, of course, like to the beginning, I have to say, like the first year we met each other, like we were all battling each other. Like I remember the fights with Sertac, because to the beginning he was like kind of like, of course, he had to get used to it as well, and we were a little bit older, so he was like fighting. He tried to hold his position, but with Brian, kind of like was the same. Like we were fighting for our minutes, because it was kind of like a new built team, and everybody wanted to have his minutes on the court. But over the years, like this time, like when Brian got injured and he was not able to be a part of the team for a while, it was kind of like I was missing one of my brothers. So it was like I was happy when he was there. Like we always got each other's back. You know, like for me, it was not that, okay, now I have some minutes more on the court. It was more like I'm happy when he's coming back, because always, sometimes you have like a bad day, and then somebody else is jumping on your position and can help the team being successful. So that was kind of like our trust in the last couple of years. Even if somebody was like missing and maybe somebody got more minutes, we knew already, like if you have like a bad time or maybe you have an injury, you know, like we were not thinking about playing time or signing the next contract. This was more about like the success of the team. Like the success of the team was the highest priority. It was not that we were thinking about like, okay, now I have to do a lot of points, a lot of minutes to get like a even bigger contract in the next year. For us was really like, hey, we need the best possible team to have the success, like to reach our goals we had to the beginning of the season. So that was like, Brian was out, me and Sertac, we stepped in, we tried to help in this situation. Then sometimes Brian came back when maybe I twisted my ankle. So it was kind of back and forward, but we all had the same goal, and yeah, we pushed each other.
What about Ergin Ataman? What's his role in your career?
He was a big role. I mean, I played with him 7 years, not just 6 years.
Yeah.
I had him in Gala as well. But I remember like when I came, I was in the US and I had a really difficult year. It was actually like maybe the most frustrations time of my life. I didn't play it. I wanted to play. I mean, I love basketball. I like being on the court. I don't like watching basketball so much because I cannot change anything. Like I cannot change mistakes, or I cannot step on the court. That's not possible. So for me, I remember like Ergin called me and he said like, hey, Tibor, I know you from the national team. You're a great guy, and here you can have fun again. I let you play. You will have a lot of minutes, a lot of chances. Come over, and yeah, I decided to do that. And he gave me kind of like the fun of playing. He gave it to me back. Of course, like Gala we had like a really difficult year. We lost to the beginning of the season. 2 of our point guards left, so we didn't have a point guard for a half year, I think, for half season. That was difficult. But he kind of like gave me, and I think like some of my players as well, he gave them the freedom to just do their thing, to play. You know, he was not like, hey, don't shoot, you know, just be under the basket, because I can shoot as well. I mean, everybody's seen it the last couple of years. He was not like that. He pushed me into a position or into a role. He just gave me the freedom to kind of like, yeah, make my own steps as well as a player. So I remember like there were like this one situation, coach actually, to beginning in Gala, he wanted to push me in this kind of position. He said like, hey, you have to be in the post. And I said like, hey coach, I can shoot 3-pointers. And then he said like, hey, if you're making 5 3-point shots now on the roll, you will have 1 3-point shot free per game. I said, okay, dear. I stepped behind the 3-point line and I made 8 in the roll. I said, okay, you have 1, it's fine. So yeah, he just gave us kind of like the freedom to play, and he didn't kind of like pulled us back and said like, that's how you have to do it. He just say like, hey, do your thing. We had so many experienced players. I think his job was not often really difficult because everybody knew his role, everybody knew how to play basketball. I mean, we had sometimes like almost, I think even like the oldest team in Euroleague, or one of the oldest, because everybody played in Euroleague for so many years. So I'm talking so much.
Okay, coming to this year.
Yeah.
Coach has changed. Many players has left. Many players has changed. the system has changed. What are the most noticeable changes?
I would say the coach is talking much more to us. Like the communication is there a lot. He's Coach Ataman. He was more like kind of like the guy who was like on the sideline. He just talked probably like to his point guards. That's it. But to the rest of the team, not that much. But now our new coach, he's talking a lot. There's a lot of communication after every game. He's coming to every single player, asking him like, how do you feel? What you can do better? The communication is different. Of course, different plays, different defense. It's every coach is bringing his own philosophy to a team. So it was clear that everything would change, and yeah.
For the rotation, there's a change from Mitsic to Thompson, from Dunstan to Oturu and Jones. There are big changes, but how would you evaluate this one?
It's really tough to do that because it's different characters, different players. All of them, they have their potential. Some of them, they're a little bit younger. I have a feeling they're right now at the station where we started together. You know, they're around like 26, 27. So they are kind of like they're still trying to find their way. Maybe they need time as well. But I think that's the age where we all started playing together and being successful. So I think they're great guys, good players. I mean, it's tough to step into Micic's footsteps because he was incredible. Over the last couple of years, he was like the MVP. And yeah, it's tough. You cannot compare this kind of players because every player is different. Every player has different character. For example, like Micic, he liked to talk. He liked talking a lot. Darius is kind of like more like the quiet guy. Different, but all have quality. All players deserve to be here, and yeah, it's just some need more time, some less. You cannot compare them.
Talking about the rotation, after Ante left too, you are the most experienced big man in the rotation. What's your responsibility? What do you think? Because you need to tell something to them about EuroLeague experience, especially.
Still like something I have to figure out because to the beginning of the season I didn't play that many minutes. I think before I got injured, I just played like 4 games. Yeah. So for me, I have a feeling I'm kind of like still at the beginning of the season and I still have to figure out how everything is working, how I can talk to the players. But I would say like I bring good communication into the team. I'm a character, like really happy character, funny character. So sometimes like when you're like losing a game, I'm telling them like, hey, that's how basketball is. In your career, you will lose a lot of games and you will win a lot of games. That's a part of the game. There is no team that is not losing at a certain time. So that's how it is. Like they can talk to me. I mean, really, like I have to find my role as well right now. Ante left, then I played like from 2 minutes injury, I played like right away like 30 minutes, 52 minutes, another 30 minutes, so it's a lot of minutes. And so I think I still have to find my rhythm as well. It will take a lot of, I mean, normally you say like when you're out for a while, you need the same amount of time to come back. So I'm kind of like not pushing myself, I try to find my rhythm as well. And yeah, in practice I try to talk to my teammates. If they want to talk or if they need some advices, I'm always there.
Talking about rhythm, you don't have a league license. How does it affect your rhythm?
Actually, I didn't know that I don't have a league license.
You're not playing.
No.
You're not playing. You're not playing at the league.
That's for me. It's fine. I mean, we have so many EuroLeague games, it's not affecting me. I mean, and I have more time to do my weightlifting, especially like for example, like now we had like this 2 double weeks. That means if you're playing a lot of minutes, you have time to get some rest, extra rest, to be even more focused on the EuroLeague games. I like working out in the gym, so there's like a chance, because really like EuroLeague, sometimes with double weeks you have no chance to work on yourself or kind of like do your recovery. So for me it's fine. I'm using the time as best as I can. And, yeah.
Many players got injured. You got injured too, and team was struggling.
Yeah.
How was it to watch them and couldn't able to help them?
Now we are coming back to this point I just mentioned. I don't like watching basketball that much because I cannot be a part of it, but I try to cheer them up, like late in the locker room. Sometimes when they lost, I was kind of like, hey, everything is fine. You know, then I had this speech just like say like, hey, you will have a lot of good games, you will have a lot of bad games in your career. So just leave it behind you, keep going. Life is not over. And after they won a game, I was kind of like, hey, congratulations, great game, this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm playing, it's now for me, it's my 18th year, you know, so I went through a lot of up and downs in my career. So I would say like it's a part of it.
I'm sure there's lots of memorable games that you played, but you had a game that could go down in history books against Real Madrid. Could you able to breathe after the game?
It's funny, you know, like I told you, like I was like 2 months not playing, not even running, and I played this 52 minutes.
53 perhaps.
It was like almost 53. Like Shane had like 15 seconds more than me. Almost had the most minutes in history. But I had still energy because I was so much adrenaline, and I was kind of like, I was relaxed. Actually, I turned off my brain, what was telling you sometimes like that you're injured, that you're getting tired. I was just running and just did my job. I was not thinking that much. I just enjoyed being back on the court with my team. Of course, I wanted to win the game on the end, and I told some of my friends that texted me and said like, hey, we had tonight, actually we had other plans. Why did you kept us up like for so long? But I enjoyed it, and I told them like, hey, I would prefer right now to play even more overtimes if you would had gotten like away with the win. So I was ready to keep playing longer. But, actually, the only thing I felt, because I didn't run so much, I felt that my feet, I was so close to rub my skin off because of all the running. I mean, I was running for 53 minutes, and it's sometimes like over like an hour. So I felt that I was like so close to losing my skin because of running, moving, changing the direction. It was tough.
Last year after the championship, you told me that you have a ritual with Shane, that you are making push-ups after missing dunks.
That's why I'm just shooting 3-pointers now, because then I don't have to
do you still have a ritual?
Yeah, after last game I had to do it.
After Real Madrid game, did you had any push-ups because of that?
I think after Real Madrid there were no, I didn't.
Thank God.
No, but I remember like after our last game last week, the game we won, I had to do one-time push-ups because I had like a layup lefty. I don't know how I missed this one, but probably I'm not. I had this injury and I'm still kind of like not scared, but kind of like worried. You know, this can happen again. So I'm kind of like, I didn't jump because I was like, okay, hopefully when I'm jumping there's so much pressure on it, so maybe something could happen again, so I didn't do it. So I had to do 10 push-ups. When was it? Like, I think it was not in a half-time. I think after the game I had to do some push-ups.
It's better.
Yeah.
Does Shane do anything?
No. Oh, we should.
You need to find something.
Yeah. If he's not dunking a layup, we should figure out something. Dinner or something like that. Free dinner every day, mashallah.
You mentioned a little, but as a big man, it's not too easy to make lots of 3-pointers, but your accuracy is growing from year to year. How can you do that?
I mean, I was always a shooter. I remember like when I was in Bamberg, 12 or 13 years ago, it's a long time ago. I'm playing for so many years away from Germany. I had already like one 3-point play, so I was shooting already to that time, not so many. But I remember like when I was I think in Bamberg, there were like one game against Olympiacos where I had three-pointers as well. So I was always able to shoot. But when I started in Spain, they told me like, hey, go under the basket. So I was like more a post player. But over the last couple of years, I think even like my point guards, like Shane likes it as well, because then he has like a way to go to the basket. And if the big man has to help, I'm open. So I think sometimes the point guards, I like this kind of like playing me outside, because nobody's really expecting that I can shoot. So most of the time there's sometimes, okay, now everybody knows it, but they leave me alone many times so I can shoot from outside and I feel comfortable. I don't know.
You said you don't like watching basketball, but did you watch German national team last summer?
I did, yeah. That was incredible. I was watching it like we were already in the pre-season camp in Antalya, and I watched it like I think we had practice in the morning, practice in the evening, and in between I watched it. That was incredible, yeah. I was really happy for the team.
They are the last champions. German national team have good players, but also they have very good players on big man position, like you, like many others. How can they do that?
Oh, you mean in general, like that in Germany you have a lot of good big guys?
Yeah.
Or?
Better than the others, maybe.
We world champion. I don't know. Maybe the big guys in Germany, they work on their shots as well, so they're like really mobile, and maybe some of them they're not growing up as a just big man. They're playing on two positions. I have no idea. I don't. Probably like in Germany it changed.
I think there's a secret for that.
Maybe we had all, like kind of our role model Dirk Nowitzki in the past, who were like able to shoot and was as a big guy really successful. So maybe everybody had like this picture of Dirk under their beds. So we were kind of like dreaming about it. Maybe this helped, but I don't know.
Do you follow Alperen Şengün?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I see there's no way if you're turning on Instagram not to see him. He's incredible. Really, like his movements, I mean, I played against him when he was in Besiktas, but right now he's like bringing like movements like nobody's expecting that. Like, I mean, everybody's learning this faking, then going through, but he's doing fakes. It's kind of like if I would play against him, I have to get used to them as well, like to be prepared for him, because he's doing some fakes and then like, where is he right now? And then he's coming back and he's here. He's not the tallest player, but his skill set is incredible. I mean, body-wise, he's not looking like the most athletic guy like Antetokounmpo guy, but he can jump, he's dunking, he's showing no fear. He's doing an amazing job, really incredible.
I have two more questions, but off the court. This year, I guess, because of the EuroLeague TV, we learned that you have a skill to draw.
Yeah.
You have an artistic skill.
Do
you draw or do you make anything like that?
I did in the past. I think really like to beginning, like when we had this EuroLeague Media Day and I was drawing, it was the first time drawing since 4 or 5 years, but in the past I really liked it. Like with the pencil, I like doing the shadow stuff and all that stuff. Like this one was like quick, I had to do it like in 30 seconds.
But it really was Elijah.
It was him, and he drew a giraffe with arms, shoes. I don't know, like something was wrong. I was in Africa this last summer, and that's not how giraffes looks like, but I liked always drawing. I was kind of like imagining myself, even like if I wouldn't be a basketball player right now, maybe I like architecture, this kind of stuff. Maybe I could do this. I like drawing in general, like not so much with colors, like more with just like with the pencil. I did it a couple of times. For example, I remember like during COVID, I was bored, so I started drawing because I like eyes. Eyes can be really beautiful, so I started like drawing an eye, and then like in the eye were like a city and skyscrapers, and it's just like my imagination is crazy sometimes, so I was drawing this just because I was bored.
And I learned that also you like to take some photos.
That's right. I do a little bit of photography. I mean, I played at so many different places. I was in Spain, I was in the US. So actually I bought my dad a camera in the past. And half year later he came over and he had the camera with him. I said like, hey, I didn't use it yet, but I said like, hey, if you want, you can give it a try. So I started taking pictures in Barcelona. And yeah, it kind of like catched me. Since then I'm taking pictures. I have a great different view to most of the people. I mean, I see everything from a different angle. So yeah, I just enjoy it. I mean, I was now in Africa, seen different animals, and then I have like this camera where I can see everything like closer, and I can feel so many emotions sometimes in this picture. So yeah.
If you had any time, any spare time, you could do lots of artistic things, I guess.
I like art. I like museums as well. I went to the modern art already like a couple of times. Some other ones as well, but let's see. I think there are many more. Istanbul is a big city, a lot of museums. So let's see.
Tibor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope there won't be any more injuries this year, and I hope there won't be any
Turkish way.
long games.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I mean, I like playing, so I just hope that we keep winning now and that we do our thing as a team.
Thank you so much. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Özel röportajda bu hafta konuğumuz Anadolu Efes'in oyuncusu Tibor Pleiss'tı. Bizden şimdilik bu kadar. Tekrar görüşünceye dek hoşça kalın.